Yeah, I'm actually I'm trying to lay off the sauce for a little while, sober up, lose a little bit of weight, doing some exercise, nothing major, but just trying to be healthy, because once I get out on the road, who knows what's going to happen.
Right on.
Yeah.
Given that we've been, having finally recovered from the pandemic, what's it like to finally be able to go back out on the road now?
Oh, it's great. I mean, yeah, we missed it so much. When during the whole lockdown and everything, we were actually getting together and rehearsing because we just missed playing live so much. We never rehearse. We do now more than we used to. We've learned to enjoy it. And I think part of it just having all that taken away, live shows, playing live audiences, live bands, live music, having that all taken away for a little while really taught us to appreciate it,
Mm-hmm. Given the band's been going for, I counted 38 years now, well over 1,000 shows, 40 million records sold, do you ever just stop and think about, wow, the impact we've had on fans all over the world?
Not like that. I do. I'm very thankful that what I do for a living is really kind of going out and putting smiles on people's faces. Not every song is a happy song. There's some songs that are serious, that are touching. Kids Aren't All Right, Gone Away, songs like that. But we're really commiserating with people, even in those songs. We're connecting with people, and given what we do live, on any given night, we really are just kind of helping people have a good time, get away from all the shit that happens in normal, workaday lives, and just kind of come together and have a good time together. And I mean, I consider myself so lucky that I'm able to do that,
right.
Do that all the time. Yeah.
For a band that's been around as long as you have, I know when you started out, social media wasn't a thing, yet it seems like the Offspring has really embraced social media, and you're very active on it. What do you attribute that to?
I mean, in a way, it's just kind of cool. Back, 30 years ago, it was letters actually sent via the mail, right?
Sure.
I just got one. I just got one. I'm gonna have Dexter sign it. We're gonna send it back to a young kid somewhere out there. But nowadays, I mean, I can respond to fans' questions immediately. It's real time, and I think that's kind of cool. It's really easy to get kind of sucked into, all the awful stuff that goes on social media, and I fall into those traps sometimes too. Mm-hmm. But I think overwhelmingly it's just kind of cool to be able to say, hey, how you doing to our fans, really? Show them pictures of what we did that day, pictures from the show, pictures of the audience, and some of the fans are actually, in there on the page with us. I think that's fun for them, and it's fun for us.
How cool is it to see, fans now my age in their 40s bringing their own children to the show to see you guys?
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of that lately, for sure. I think it's great. I just did an interview earlier today, and the guy interviewing me said that when he was a kid, he snuck out. He had to lie to his parents to sneak out to come to our show, and now we see, he's coming with his kids. And I said, well, see, isn't that a better relationship? So I think that's awesome that we can be any part in facilitating parents and kids rocking out together. I think that's awesome.
I wanted to ask about the album Smash. That was actually one of the first CDs I can remember owning. I think I was in 7th grade when I bought it. And,
wow.
I know that that's just a huge CD for the band's career. What does it mean to you to know that so many people not only own that album, but consider that one of the, best rock albums of that era?
I mean, it's incredible. It was incredible at the time when it started taking off out of nowhere. I was a elementary school. I was a head custodian at an elementary school when that record took off.
Oh, wow.
And, and we couldn't believe it. We'd had some friends that had some success, were able to, like guys in NoFX were able to quit their day jobs and tour for a living and just make music for a living. They weren't, you know, getting rich by any means, but they were able to actually do it. And we were like, wow, those guys actually can do it. And it's punk rock, who would have thought? And, we thought maybe we could do that for a year or two, but we didn't think it was going to ever become what it became. So to think back, it just blows me away that those days ever happened. We end pretty much every show we end with Self-Esteem, off that record. And it feels as fresh today as it did back then.
Awesome. I know a lot is being made right now of Jason Aldean's music video. And I wanted to ask, as a musician, do you think that musicians have a responsibility to speak out about issues going on in society?
Well, every musician needs to figure that out for themselves, what they want to say. And I don't think they should shy away from saying something if they're feeling it.
Right.
We don't consider ourselves a political band, yet we touch on political topics for sure. I don't think you're going to change somebody's mind politically. I'm not going to take a conservative and make them become a liberal or vice versa.
Right.
But what we might be able to do is if people feel strongly about something and feel the same way that we do, maybe we can inspire them to at least act on those feelings and try to make the world a better place, whatever that means for them. I think we need to get more people, especially more young people, out voting. I understand the frustrations that come with never having what you're voting for, become a reality. But I still think it's important to do that because there are forces that want to take the voting away from a lot of us, especially young people, people of color. There are people that are trying to strip those rights from us. And so I very much, try to inspire people to do that. Who they go out and vote for, I try not to tell them.
Sure.
It's more important that they just go do it. Especially young people need to get out there and do that.
The one thing I noticed in prepping for this is the band has a ton of songs in video games. Is that something that all the guys in the band still enjoy playing is video games?
You know what? I haven't been playing video games too much lately. It's just not. Yeah, I used to love it. I used to love, getting on the PlayStation and
sure.
Playing like I loved all the GTA stuff, some of the Call of Duty stuff. There's a couple of GTA games that I absolutely loved. Kelly Slater Pro Surfer was my all-time, still to this day, is probably my all-time favorite video game.
Right on.
Yeah, but I just don't spend too much time doing it. I think I'd rather, play guitar or learn how to play something new on guitar.
Absolutely. I've seen you guys quite a few times over the years here in St. Louis, and I've always kind of wondered, is there a particular band that you really enjoy touring with?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, almost everyone we have toured with. Very rarely do I have an issue with any of the bands that we're touring with. This package is amazing. I'm really tight with the Sum 41 guys. I'm friends with the Simple Plan guys as well, but the Sum 41 guys, we kind of go back with way more. We toured with them when they were still in a van. Tom is a big bird watcher, and I've been getting into bird watching lately, so we compare notes. That's so not rock and roll, right? We're talking about bird watching. So, so I'm looking forward to doing some of that, getting out, in the mornings when it's still cool, and maybe in some of the evenings when things are cooling down, and just kind of seeing what kind of birds we can see together. I like that takes you away from all the crazy rock and roll circus. Just getting out and walking, finding some kind of park nearby where you can go hiking in the woods. I love that stuff.
Over the years you've played in St. Louis many times. Is there a particular venue that you can remember playing, or is there a particular story or place in St. Louis you like to try to visit when you're here? Yeah,
what's the amphitheater by the river, right?
That's the Hollywood Casino now. That's what they call it. It used to be River Point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, we've done a bunch of shows there from our own shows. We've done shows out there with, I think, 311. And then like a bunch of radio shows where it's a bunch of different bands. And that's always been super fun. I don't remember any of the smaller places back in the day.
I know the Pageant's a big one here. I don't know if you guys ever played Mississippi Nights. or not? That's an old
sounds
venue, pretty classic around here.
Yeah, that actually sounds really familiar. So it's quite possible we did.
It was an old place, and I tell you what, if you lit a match in there, the whole place could have went up. So yeah. Last question for you: the opioid diaries is a song that addresses a big issue here in the U.S. and it's a song that I know a lot of your fans have felt like it, helped them out, and by bringing this to light, the opioid epidemic, that has to make you guys feel good knowing that one of your songs is drawing such positive attention to an important topic.
Yeah, it's something that came out of, like, we see this happening. I think everybody knows somebody that's been, every family has somebody in it that's been touched by this, or
Sure.
friends that, I know people that have lost their lives to it. Not just metaphorically, but literally lost their lives to it. And so yeah, it's just an awful thing, and it was something Dexter was feeling, and he wanted to write something about it. He wanted it to, make it succinct, and he wasn't trying to, I don't think he was trying to get out there and touch people with it. It was just something that he was feeling at the time, and so he worked on it and came up with it. I thought he really did a good job of pointing out too that these people are getting addicted to something that was sold and marketed to them as non-addictive. They weren't trying. It wasn't like rock stars experimenting in the back of the club trying to see if heroin is their thing or not. This was kids who just football players or whatever, or grown adults who had some kind of injury and were prescribed a medicine that ended up being hugely addictive. They were lied to, and the whole the doctors were being lied to about what it was. So
sure,
awful.
Absolutely. All right, well, hey, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on August 27th.
Me too, man. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for talking with me.
All right, take care.
Yep, you too, man. Bye.
I know I should say no.